Good morning. So at the moment, we are working to drive this number here for replicate higher. Most of what's left to test and replicate is actually the error slash edge cases. So let's take a look. Looking for zeros along the left-hand side. Okay, here we go. Get databases, takes a request, and needs a specific set of responses, which we can do now that we have our dummy archive. The challenge, though, is that this one actually requires that the stream be valid. So we have to create a fake stream object. I don't think we're going to let AI do that for us this morning. Yesterday, after the stream, was it last night? I set a little hangout group with some friends, and was able to remove 300 lines of code that the AI had generated, because it wasn't just the arc that got removed. It was a bunch of deduplication, and then I specialized the class so that it could return specific kinds of errors and specific kinds of data. Well, I'm not sure if it was actually very useful to have the AI implement that thing yesterday, except the idea was good. So we need and lib. We want. Okay, so here we have our failing storage. It's not really a failing storage anymore because we can give it different types of success options. So I'd like to fix that. Also, I want to make sure Git is good, looks good. Actually, what was different here? Oh, that it exists at all. I thought that was committed. Odd. I'm sure. I thought that was in the other directory as well. Yeah, it's over there as well. Not sure what's going on there then. Say if we add that, I do like this little button next to the commit message. Even the comments are in the other. I have this checked out in two places. All right, replicate. Did get this test working last night. Oh, no, 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 no. That's the one I'm working on. I think this one doesn't work because we need the right kind of stream. Okay. Yeah, because we can't pass unit here. Okay. That and I'm back on Vim mode. Can't stand the almost right Helix implementation. I'm sure it's because of some limitation in VS Code, how that API works. Telling storage to be renamed. Let's see. Now I just need to figure out what the key commands are for this. Rename some F2. Okay. Let's test storage and test stream. Changes. Mod. Yep. That goes. Lib. Let's get this thing off. It's the right side there. Hey. Oh, interesting. Made it side by side. Huh. Whatever. I kind of liked it inline. Yeah. It's fine. These are all fine. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. That's funny. Actually, if I remove this section here from being staged, yeah, let's not commit that yet. Let's create. What is this? Postcard deserialization. Stream. Full stream for test stream. No, it's not that stream. Oh, goodness. I don't want to implement the default members. Okay, so we need that. We also need our raw stream. Let's implement that down below. Raw stream, test raw stream. Test raw stream, good. Now, that goes away. And pull raw DB stream for test raw stream. Storage is interesting here because we're not actually going to be using the typical storage elements. Not a member of DB storage. Okay. Feature is not implemented for exclamation because it's okay. Yep. Get to that. Or S is a raw DB stream. Okay, that's fine. Type storage is not a member of trait. Raw DB stream. Oh, got it. AI was just wrong there. Hey, what was I thinking? Trusting in AI. Okay. So in this case, we always return something like this. And I think that we should be able to push this information in so that it can be retrieved and return something. It will always be ready because we will never have to wait very long. Data will be right there. I don't like how this is always the hover. I get that it's useful, but I would rather activate hover. Activate hover now. Um, hey Sam, how you doing? Good morning. All right, so we have our test stream. We need some place for it to get the information. To go stream. So when we set up this raw stream here, test raw stream needs to have kind of a send end and otherwise, and, and the receiver end for this call. So let's say that it has TX. This is a nonsense. Is that correct? Bounded sender. Tokyo stream. It's something that impulse stream. The result received message. No, that's not right. Tokyo, think, UPSC. It's not an unbounded sender or an unbounded stream down below. Sender, and this is to be result of a geek. Well, this it's going to be one of these guys. Is that correct? Sender, received message, streamer. Okay. RX is basically going to be an option to the other end of that. Or mutex to an option because this is not mutable. Mutex to basically one of these. The receiver. Okay. Now in this case, we will take the RX self.rx.lock.await. Take. Oh, interesting. Did it actually get that right? Oh, it's only allowed in async functions. Oh, fine. That's standard mutex then. It's not an iterator. Yeah, I get that. Should be an option, which I forgot we were talking about, but I did not add that. Mismatch types. Yes. We'll go ahead and unwrap that or expect that. Do I even like this interface here? Because technically it should be a Tokyo mutex because this is, yeah, why are we doing this? I don't like this interface. This should be, I think I was just appeasing Clippy or something. Async function. The real and Mariko Palazzo. What percentage of completion with the SQL replica am I at? Um, I'd say to get to kind of ignition, right? Because there's going to be ignition and then there's like fine tuning it, making sure it doesn't blow up 10 seconds off the launch pad. Um, I'd say we're about 80% to ignition. And I'm having to retrain myself with all this Vim stuff. See, I think it should be like so, not like this. Which means I just broke a bunch of things. Ooh, I haven't been able to use that in this code base in a while. Let's fix the tabbing. Why isn't the tabbing correct? I have a code error in here. It should be formatting on save, but it didn't. Yeah, unclosed delimiter. What did I do? 1, 2, 3, 2. Oh, the closing of stream. Much better. Okay. Now, this should be a fairly simple change. Okay. Um, Stream database transactions 2. Future cannot be sent safely between threads. Oh, because we didn't annotate this as the send version. Okay. Just log return. No. Async trait send marker. Hopefully this points to the playground. It didn't. Sorry, I was looking for a link to the blog. Is it this one? Async functions, health check, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Playground. Okay. Yeah, but we need our send things on the. How do we do that? Yep. Keep going. It's basically this. There was one that came out this past year. Yeah, this is stabilized. Morning, Mars. How are you? Pinning and unpinning. Futures. Yeah, yeah. You're trying to understand Lua. Huh, there's no make alias. Standard macros. Assert. Okay. Would it be here or in like futures? Join. Yeah, that's the only macro here. Huh. Was it that or no? No, it was an external crate. That's right, and I'm using this somewhere. Got a Tomo. No, not this one. That one. Async trait. That's it. Man, I feel like I do have to practice Rust every day just to like stay in it. It's so big. Async trait. I'm no, 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 no. This is the this isn't it. I don't think it is. Let's see, is there another one in my Cora postcard Prost? H variant. Yeah, that's okay. Yes, we want specialized versions. The send version. I guess we could just do this. But okay. Interesting. And in order to mark it as send, you actually have to put it here. Let's close that file. And that one. Just make it send. There we go. Now, where we were having issues. Okay, ignore that one for a moment. What's happening at the end here? Where's my plugin to jump to the next error? I missed that in Helix. Yeah, yeah, okay, that's the one we're trying to fix. Which extensions do I have installed? Installed. Error lens. Hmm. Open problem in default browser controlled by search. But just take me to the next one. My colors. I want to know where the key commands are. Okay. Just have to look this up. Error lens toggle. There's lots of toggle. Search for a problem. Select problem. Go to next problem. Okay. 8. I can do that. So, look at that. Okay. Nice. I would rather have a list though. Error lens. Toggle warnings. Toggle problems. Ew. Oh, interesting. Okay. Got it. Is this? Thank you, Museum. Oh, that is nice. Yeah, we're kind of back to like the CCS thing, right? Right click on the title bar. I'll move it to the secondary sidebar, wherever that is. Okay. Well, trade future is not implemented. Shouldn't this be the same? So one too many. And this RX needs to change. Still doing Helix. Look, wait. Okay. Look at that. And what about the other implementers of that? These we get. Who implements DB stream? Oh, what was it? Shift F12. Go to implementations. Shift and Apple F12. Okay, we implement this for Piggy. Test stream. It's not implemented for Iggy. What is this one? Oh, it's implemented for archive stream. This one's fine. Raw stream. This is the one I was looking for. Okay. Iggy Piggy. Just laughing at my one of your Vim fingers not remembering anything. Okay. There's that. Piggy Piggy. Those can go away now. Change that. I like that much better. Really, this is pub crate, right? Or yeah, pub crate because of lib. What was that? What was that? All right. So now we can create one of these. We just need a way to give it a result. So now we have this TX thing. So when we create a new TX stream, we should just create a raw stream, a test raw stream, populate itself, and have that API and test stream. Generate new. Sure. Stream. Rx is incorrect. Let's see. Let Rx equals Tokyo stream. Wrappers receiver stream. My goodness, that thing seems. And arguably, it's not an arc. It's just a mutex. It's getting close. Let's just wrap this other one in a mutex. And was it in an option? It is. Type mismatch. Option. Receiver versus receiver stream. Oh, that's right, because I put it in a receiver stream here. Oh, yeah, we can do that later. Okay. Self dot raw stream tx. As soon as it sees the Rust analyzer type hint, it suggests a fix. All I have to do is hit tab. And it's yeah. Good. Let's come back to see what's this error. Yeah, this one. We need a stream. Let's stream equals test stream new. Yes. I don't know what I did. Back forward. Let's just come back here. Fix with AI. What do we call it? I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, it's test stream. Ah, but it's not public. New editor. Yeah, that guy do. This is Cursor. In my leisure time before work, I am testing this out. Why can't it see that? Oh, create. Test stream. On tests. Right there. Okay, do it by hand. Okay, where is it? Test stream. It's right there. Great test. Test stream. Hmm. Oh, function new is private. Oh, because I'm not saving everything. How do you, what's a save all in Visual Studio? Control Shift S is save as. Is it Command Option save? No. Well, save all. Okay, that is it. That's saved. Lib is saved. Test stream. It's no. Control Shift P. Just not on Windows? Huh. It's almost that I had to go back to the file. Like it was saved, but I had to toggle between it for some reason. Weird. Um, there we go. I don't like the coloring on this. It shouldn't be unit here. We need to actually pass the stream in. Really? Failed to resolve. Can't believe this. Test stream. Consider importing the struct. Use create tests. Test stream. I thought we did that. We went up, looked, it was imported. It's not clonable. Fine. All right, let's make it clonable. Ooh. Sally Panda, good morning. Question here is, what is the best fast way to learn Rust? Um, that really depends on your learning style. I don't know. I've got a bunch of kids, and I see that some of them are like haptic learners, some of them are like I forget the technical term for audible learners, like they have to hear it to know it. Um, so it really depends. Some can just read it and know it. So, I guess which kind are you? Are you a reading, a hearing, a doing? Let's make this stream. So we need this to be clonable. I could just toss that in an arc. Straw stream. Is there anything in here? Sender's clonable. Mutex? It's not clonable. Could be an arc mutex. Oh, I don't really need debug. I don't know why. I thought that it'd be nice to push that down as far as possible. I think that gives us some Interesting side effects. JX is never read. Private type. Oh, yep. Great on that. So, Zoli Panda, my, I guess I'll answer the question for me. Um, I'm a learner by doing. You're old as hell. You don't care what way to learn. All you need is to make it fast. Okay. I would start with, well, given that you're old as hell, um, welcome to the club, buddy. That hints to me that you have previous programming experience, right? So, given that you might understand something um, that is like C, C++, right? You might also have some C sharp. Okay, good. Um, so you understand. Sorry, sometimes we get this question from people that don't know what a heap is or a stack and things like that, right? Um, so just to give you a hint, I would say that one of the best places to start is going to be um, understanding the reference types. And there is a kind of blog here. I don't know. It's like it's in the documentation system. Detolne wrote this little essay. It's got a couple of them that are very useful and very insightful. I would specifically look at understanding what these reference types are. Okay. This is a really nice mental model for the reference types. Okay. It talks about mutability, immutability, right? Exclusive ownership versus shared ownership, et cetera, et cetera. Um, and now it does kind of go a little deep in places, but it's really nice, really really nice. Oh, cheats.rs. I've never heard of cheats.rs. I gotta look at cheats.rs now. Oh, interesting. Printing in PDF. A4 and in letter. Okay, I don't have. Oh, look at this. This is huge. This isn't a cheat. Is that the point? This is amazing. I love this is what I do in my head. I I have like this spatial understanding model. And, and so everything I kind of learn is spatially related. And like I'm that person that you want to help load up a U-Haul truck, a moving truck, because I can look at all of your different boxes and figure out the best way to just stuff it in there. Right? Probably helps that um probably because my dad's a mechanic and my other dad's a chemical engineer. So it does mean that I have two moms, not four moms, four parents, two moms, two dads, whatever. Yeah. So why the switch over to cursor? Yeah, okay, we'll get to that. Great question. Great question. But learning this, I would say this. I would also maybe point you to the Google Comprehensive Rust, right? Especially To check the time. Well, look at us. We got an hour and 10 minutes. Well, hour and five, really, but more than Zenocron. I'd say maybe start with a comprehensive Rust. It's free course developed by Google, the Android team. Covers a full spectrum of Rust, right? And designed to get you in there in 4 days plus plus. Okay. I hope that helps. Zolly Panda, that helps. All right. Now to the other questions. Cursor, because this newfangled AI stuff is becoming a thing. And I'm trying out the different tools. I tossed $30 into the Anthropic AI machine to try to understand that, which was really nice. I ended up generating actually quite a bit of documentation, which you'll see littered around here. I thought that the um, Claude Code actually did some reasonable documentation. It probably wrote 1,000 lines of documentation that I reviewed one evening. Oh, the book can be read in an afternoon. Man, you are a much faster reader than I am. I have two modes for reading. Right? If I need to consume something and know something, I'm very slow. But if I'm reading some, you know, cheesy book or whatever, man, I can go so fast with that. But don't like I'll enjoy the moment, but don't expect me to retain any of it. So yeah, we're playing around with AI, and that's why the different editor, because this is the cursor editor, which looks a lot like VS Code, because it is VS Code. Um, yep, struct and enums. Enums are very powerful in Rust. It is very, enums are amazing in Rust. Well, it's immutable by default, can be borrowed, be made changeable by, or copied by clone. You would clone. Copy types are copyable um, because of the type that they are. Right, so like an int is copy. Um, but things that are basically reference things on the heap are not copy. They can be clonable though, and you might have to implement clone. Oh, that's a it's a pretty good synopsis. Um, yep, pointers represent things on the heap. Yeah. Yep. And the borrow types, right? And versus and mute. One, right? Just a singular and sign, that singular ampersand, um, is a shared borrow, right? It's an immutable borrow. Right? If anything has anything in the lifetime of the object currently has a shared reference to it, that means that there cannot be any mutable references to it or an exclusive reference, right? Which is what the ampersand MUT is. It's an exclusive reference, which goes back to that de Tolnay post. Yep, lifetimes aren't scoped to blocks. They are scoped to your program's lifetime. Where were we? Send is never used. Great, we'll get to that. It's pub async send. Okay, now that we have that, does this test actually work? And I like being able to run the test. Rust isn't a simple language. And the error messages from Rust are generally very, very good. It's just understanding some of the terminology that it uses. Oh, entered unreachable code. Fascinating. Here. Oh, range was called. That was unexpected. Test get databases error. I didn't think it was really get databases. Oh, yes. We do get the list of databases here. Vector strings, so we would get the databases. Which one of these are we trying to get coverage for? Yeah, here. Okay, so we just need to return an error. We're not returning an error. Let's go back to our test. Yeah, we are returning an error. But get databases doesn't return errors yet. Yes. Okay. Got it. Um, databases. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Get that. Yeah, so Zellypanda. So in this case, we could introduce another block here, right? And the lifetime of names would be within this block. Okay. So names would exist for here to here, right? And of course we would have an error because response doesn't exist anymore. Lifetimes can also end within that. You might call a function that consumes a lifetime. Yeah, it's not a, yeah, it's no borrow. Do I have any borrows here? Self. Get databases. Let's go back to F12. It's going to take me a while to get used to this. Okay, and that lost storage range. Got it. Come back to live range. And in this case, we want the 0.look, leave up, unwrap. I don't know. We need result of a vector of KV pairs, which we don't have. This isn't going to work. Range keys we could do. Export to most of these. It's okay, except for this one. Fascinating. I think I need a separate value stored for this. And I am missing Helix in this case. So it's a result of KV pairs. This is wrong. This should be a vector. wait. No. The vector result, vector of KB parent. No. Yeah, that one's right. Range, vector KB pairs. How much time does someone usually need to start to understand what you're really doing in Rust? Um, it really depends, yeah. And it depends on how much you kind of lean on cloning things. Like I've seen people kind of be somewhat efficient in Rust by kind of navigating the lifetime issues via a lot of clones. Um, yeah, and Rust is a massive language. Just understanding iterators and enums well, how to use enums well, it's huge. Um, Option and result types have a lot to offer. Let's see, range results. Result. Maybe pair. One error. Got that wrong. One, two, three. Vector result. Result has two elements. Vector has one. No, that's good. Now we have our range results, which we can use here. Oh, goodness. Okay. What did I break? Oh, yes. Each one of these. In most cases, all of these cases, could give it an empty vector. Okay, now to the next error, which was F8. Such a reach. It's good. One's good. This one. It's Now, in this case, we actually need to return an error, but it's an error here, not there. Okay, so about this is still going to fail, which is expected. However, it should fail in new and interesting ways. Zolly Panda, I am very curious. You ended up on Rust, sorry, in a Rust stream on Twitch for this question. How did you end up here? Unknown value. Yes, perfect. Okay. Yep. So we didn't have any errors. Nice. Let's give this a little bit. Expect. Go. Nicer error. And let's move this over. So we call get databases. Get databases. Calls get databases here. Ah, interesting to speak with the live people, not just with hallucinated AI. Ah, well, welcome. I'm glad Musean was here. Range. Okay. So really we need to return any error because we don't care what type the error is. We just log it. And then we return a wrapped REPL. Okay. So any error, which I guess could be the error we already have. Let's just move that over. Listen up. Some get error. Let's see. I don't think I've ever really done Rust professionally. Um, it's more of my passion. I really like Rust. I practice Rust an hour, 2 hours before work every day. I've been doing this for 682 streams, if I remember correctly. Internal and not found. We have made progress. So is that what's expected here? Say coming back. I was expecting a storage error. Oh, but this gets wrapped, doesn't it? Let's see. Let's follow the trail. So here, what was that for a moment? Should be coming through here. Yes, though that'll get mapped to an internal error because that fails. Internal is correct. So this needs to be internal, and the message controllers Sorry, I'm learning my key bindings for Visual Studio again. Message. Let's just run it and grab the error message. Musing's the pro at Rust, right? And you see people that are like amazing in the ecosystem. I'd say I'm average. Probably have 5 out of 10. Just because the tens out there are amazing. All right, I build list of databases. We'll just keep that there. Perfect. Okay, now this test should pass. And also, another path that is somewhat perilous, but not entirely, but it's just a pain in the arse, is trying to get Rust to act like an actor framework. Now, yeah, I love that moment where you get some intern coming in, right? I love training interns. I absolutely love it. You know, they come out of school, you have to kind of set them on the right path. And I love one of the first questions I'll ever ask them is like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your abilities? And I've been fortunate to work at some places that just have some amazing engineers. And then at the end of the internship, I'll ask them the same question, right? And they'll go from like a 7 to a 3, right? Or an 8, right? You get some people that are really bullish. All right. Database. Okay, so this is all good. Let's review our changes real quick. Made a number of changes. So lib, this whole thing changed, which is good. Kate, yes, test stream, adding test stream took longer than it should have. A lot of empty vectors, which is fine for testing. What do we have here? More empty vectors. Boom, done. Piggy. What did we change here? Oh, yeah, yeah. Async bits. It's fine. Piggy, same thing. Yeah, async bits. Good there. Mod. This is what caused the async changes. I'll take it. Missing anything else? Oh, I don't know. I'm tempted to just go back to Vim mode. The problem I'm having is that, or basically my hesitation stems from the fact that I will likely be pushed into using some editor that must have some sort of AI functionality, and it's more likely to have Vim support than anything else. Let me take a peek at this. Copy link address. It's very likely that they'll all be based off of Visual Studio, isn't it? So maybe, Yeah, but I think the way that okay, one of the things that comparing AIs here, the agents, the agent that Cursor has in Visual Studio is able to pick up information from the Rust analyzer lints, the console, like all sorts of different pieces here. Which, for example, the Claude code agent. Sorry, just bringing it over on screen, which doesn't exist yet. This guy, right? You have to configure all of these different agents. Okay. You're trying to make deal with, oh my goodness. Um, so yeah, let me show you. Let's come back to Claude and okay, let's make sure we get this fix in refactor, filling storage into prepare. Whatever, don't care. Push. So I don't know. Do I want that? It looks like it would fail if I had. Okay, let's say yes. All right, so let's just go to the next element in the dance here. Let's say for this, right? We have this databases stream, get databases stream. We want to test this code here, right? So what is happening here? When a new service starts, it will need all the databases, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's go to that symbol. Huh. We not have a databases. I mean, I see it right there. It says in replicate. Let's just go to replicate. Oh, is it not across files? Go to symbol in editor. Go to symbol in workspace. Is Apple T? No, I want to search for symbol. Huh. And Shift T. I don't know what that's doing. Okay, it's anyhow. Um, we're going to replicate. Slow. Okay. Oh yes, I did try Zed. Zed was interesting. Um, I liked Zed. I haven't tried them since this whole agent thing has kind of come about, right? The thing that I like here, well, let's get into it here. So we're coming here. Basically, with this agent in here, wherever it happens to be, I'll just select some code. Let me close everything else, close others, because I don't really care about the others at the moment. Just cleaning up my buffer. Okay, so we have a bit of code that we want to be tested. I'm going to select this, and then using the add to chat, Command L. Actually, I should probably clear the chat. Yeah, let's just clear the chat. Okay, Command L. So now it has the context for this, and I say test, add tests for databases stream. Verify that they work by using the lints and cargo test. And I can also add context here. I tried to hit something. I don't know what just happened there. But I could say lint errors. I can say, hey, use that as well. I hit send. Still confused about what this is. Let's close that. I tried Rust Rover, and that was the first starting point I went to. Um, from Rust Rover, I went to uh, Claude Code, right? I really like Claude Code because it has this sort of um, feedback system, right? So imagine you have a little army of interns working on a project, right? They're going off and doing stuff right here. We've given them a task, and they will keep trying, and the system here gives it feedback so they can see whether or not they have succeeded. So the agent is able to keep iterating until something actually works. Oh, it was the secondary side panel, but after got it. Okay, thank you. Um, this piece here, where it can just chew on a task, is actually very powerful, and I like that because I can get up, go have a coffee or something, and it can just chew on this. It'll probably take a couple minutes. Um, but by using the feedback from cargo test and these other pieces, the linter and whatnot, um, let's see what it's done down here. Like cow, multiple tests. All right. So I'm just going to come up here and run the tests, all of them. If I can get to the top of my test section, I know there's a button for this. I just don't know what it is yet because I'm retraining myself. It's like, oh, heck, that didn't work. I say, give it the terminal. And this is the cargo terminal. So I think it's this one. Test failed. Fix it and I'm just giving it some basic info. Oh, interesting. Two tests passed. Did they pass? One test. That didn't pass. Maybe I gave it the wrong one. Test get error pass. Is that no? Terminals. Yeah, this is. I don't know which one it is. I'm gonna clean up my terminals real quick because no, that's not it. Backtick. Okay. Close that one as well. And just run these tests again. Oh, I went too far. Apologies, Mike. Okay. It is stuck on this. You're not looking at the right tests. Anyhow, the point is, it can have a little bit of a discussion with itself and the compiler, like I would normally have. Um, and then, it can come back to me at some point, say, "Hey, look, I finished." And then I can say, "Okay, well, let's test your work. Does it pass?" It's like, "Nope, this is a really bad example. It worked much better yesterday." Which one is this? I don't know. How are there so many? I only see two. What is this? My goodness. We have set here. That seems reasonable. But anyhow, you see how useful it is. And I think that, um, so going back to where we began with this, the whole point was to understand how AI is being used. And that's why I'm in these editors, because I think that the agents integrated into editors is actually going to be more powerful because what do they call it? The model context protocol is set up for you. You don't have to go and automatically configure something like Claude Code to be able to use um, MCP for Rust Analyzer to get lints and all these other things. Okay, so this is what I was hoping for. It ran the tests, it saw the failures, it sees the errors, and it's starting to iterate. This one here is called is called Cursor. Now, this also gets into like, let's say that Claude Code and Cursor were equal and awesome. Claude Code is going to cost more because it's using the API um, costs directly. Now, it's sorry, let me say that a different way. It's interacting with the API directly, and you have to have an API token and you have to have your wallet attached to that. You can preload it with dollars and it's happy to go off and chug them into the fire. Now, using Cursor, you're actually paying per request, like agent interaction, I believe, which sometimes ends up being multiple calls to Cursor or to Anthropic, right? Because we're using the same model, but in this thing going through the Cursor is actually cheaper. And I suspect that getting like they might get some sort of bulk discount or I don't know what their billing model is or how they're making it cost effective for themselves. But obviously I could have written this test by now. So this is something that I think is useful to have like in the background. Let's say you're working on something else and you're like, oh, you know what? While I'm working on this, I'm going to have this guy here on maybe a separate monitor or in the background. because I just want a test to cover this, and then when it's done, I'll come back. Or it's like the little army of interns that comes along, comes back to your desk and say, hey, I think we've got it. Check it out, boss. You're like, okay, well, let's run the tests and see what happens. Um, but part of my paper request looks like a scam view. I don't know, like per request, like this thing is like I've made this is I think one request because I haven't accepted yet, and I'm not sure how they end up billing that. Um, we can actually see. So I think I have one of these open here. Oh, there's the rate limits. We were talking about this yesterday. So here I'm at 33. I'm at 41. And so yesterday I probably used, I don't know, halfway between there and here with this. Uh, we are getting to the part of the stream where I have to go and feed the neighbor's chickens, which is kind of a recent thing. I think I only have to do that till through the weekend. Okay, that test pass. That one passes. Look at that. And now that we have passing tests, we can actually look and see what they do. So I'm not even going to look at them until I get them working. Okay. So interesting. They went with the context. How did they get the error? They're not checking for error. Okay, they missed the whole thing. Or is this like the new server restart? Don't care. Test stream error. Ah, this is the one I actually want. Oh, I will delete the other two. Database is stream. And just to verify, that's what we were looking at. Database is stream. We want to get this error. It looks like it's doing it. It's an error. It's internal. The message cannot build a list of databases. And yeah, that actually, um, this doesn't seem right for some reason. Because I'm looking at a finish this. Did it go and implement that as well? Ah, it implemented it. Okay. Surprise, surprise. Um, so yeah, I got to look at this a bit more, but you can see, it might actually be useful, might not. Um, but understanding the tools is what I'm trying to get at, and I have to. We got to raid somebody because I've got to go. Well, thank you all for hanging out. Welcome, Sully Panda, and Arminius, thank you for the follow. I missed that earlier. If you're still there, thank you. All right. Well, let's. I have not raided Spajus in over a year. I haven't seen them on in forever. I'm gonna raid them. Take care, y'all. Bye bye.